Hey y'all, so I'm about to do these nails like y'all gave me the permission to do so. And I'm also going to talk about how it is when you are a young girl, preteen, on up, and you start to get advances from men and how they respond when you decline those advances. Now, three instances that come to mind. Now, the very first instant that I can remember, I was with a friend of mine and we were walking down the street. We were about 14 and 15. Some guys pulled over in a car and they tried to holler at us, and we're like, oh, no, thank you. And we continue to walk. The next thing we know, we get showered with alcohol. They were in the car drinking. And because we declined their advances as young girls, they were a lot older than us. They were old enough to drive. We weren't. They poured their liquor on us. How disrespectful. We had to go home bathed in alcohol and explain that to our parents. The next instance that comes to mind is when I was walking with that same friend in a whole nother part of town, pretty much across state lines. We were at this time probably 15 and 16, if not 16 and 17. And we're walking along, just coming back, I think, from the corner store, minding our business, giggling as girlies, talking about whatever girlies talk about at that age, when a work truck pulled up beside us. A big, tall work truck with the with dirt on the back of it, like that. What do you call it? Mulch. It was mulch. A truck filled with mulch. Two people in the front, the driver and the passenger, and then two sitting up in the back with the pile of dirt. So they're trying to talk to us, and we're like, "Oh no, thank you," and continue to walk. And next thing you know, we get rained down with the mulch. And I'm like, "Is this real?" Because we recall that last incident like a couple years ago. So once again, we had to go home and explain why we had dirt on us to our parents. Now, the next instance I'm going to tell you about is when I was an adult. I was 21 years old and pregnant with my first child. I was just now coming from maybe work on the train. And while I was on the train, I was having a conversation with an older woman. She was probably in her late 50s, early 60s. And we discovered that we were getting off at the same stop. So we just decided to continue to walk and talk. So we come out of the train station and we're walking down the street and a car pulled over. And I'm pregnant. And I'm big and pregnant. It's clear that I'm pregnant. The guy trying to holler at me. So once again, a smile and a no thanks. Also added was I'm married, because at the time I was. And I didn't get rained down with alcohol or rained down on with mulch. But he did say, well, F you then, B. You ain't all that anyway. And then sped off. And me and the woman looked at each other like, huh? What just happened there? I mean, for one, I'm walking with an older woman. She could be my mother. How disrespectful. How unthoughtful. And she said, you weren't even mean or anything. And you let him know you were married, and he can see that you're pregnant. And I said, yeah, that's how it is. This is what our daughters have to go through. And what can be done about it? Because we do teach them to be nice and polite and decline the advances in a subtle way. That doesn't work, because you can still get disrespected. And they tell you, don't be aggressive, don't be mean. That'll trigger them. No matter it nice or aggressive, it can still happen. Some women have lost their lives due to declining advances from men. I mean, complete strangers. What can be done about this? Just because I don't want to talk to you, Just because I don't want your number, just because I'm not interested, I get disrespect. And I was not disrespectful to you. Let's talk about it. Men, please chime in.